Hello, this is Joe, Joe Pro AI. I am going to be going over a connection I made via make.com. It is a automation site that you can make different connections. There's a few different sites that do this. One of them, more well known, is Zapier. And this one is make.com, which I found just flexible, I guess, more flexible. I don't know. It just seemed to I like to build in this environment a little bit better. So I am doing that, and I'm just going to kind of do my own thing. Yeah, feel free to give me a chat if you are interested. But I'm going to go over this and kind of get situated here. Yeah. So anyway, the I'm just trying to message friend here in 2 seconds. But anyway, make.com is basically a site where you can connect different types of nodes that are equivalent to different types of application calls. So we got a few different things here that are going on. Um, let's see here. Um, so let's see. I'll go over this, and I'm gonna wait until I have anybody on, just because it's pointless to kind of go over too much detail before anyone sees it. But it will be recorded. Yeah, so we will get that going. So, what kind of spiraled this whole thing is I wanted to get a different type of connection to the image generation. I've been doing a lot of API calls and a lot of there's different services and different things that you could do to get the um, get different images created. But what it is that um, kind of gets stalled up is the like my different programs and whatnot that have they get just tied up, some break, and it's a lot more convenient to have something that's just solid and connects. So what I was doing is I found the site PMFM dot AI, which I was looking at custom GPTs that I was building, and I was thinking that they should be created into um, AI agents or AI anythings. So that could be monetized. So what I'm doing is I'm putting them out on this site which then hopefully something could monetize on them. But I don't think anyone can even see these. Um, so we're gonna check with there. Yeah, I got that. All right. So anyway, this is all about go here and I'll go here and not pin it there. I have no real productivity fit in there. But yeah. So that's what I'm doing is I'm building make.com stuff. And it's been pretty fun so far. I got a webhook that calls, but I want to call it all the time. And these all go to my email now, and not all of them. This one's not an image yet. So kind of output is this. Thanks for joining. If you're watching just now, just going over a build that I made. It's actually a really good build if you are familiar with make.com. It's a integration platform where you can create different node connections and it can do things for you. So automation. This is where I'm probably going to start building agents of magnitude, agents of magnitude. I'm going to start building stuff, I think, through here because it's got the connections to do all of it. And I think that this one here is going to be a first of many. So we have the connection here. We're going to got me into this was working with GPTs like I have here that does specific things. This one can actually create an image, create through Lumis Photon with rather than using Dolly or the Chat GPT image generation. Image. And this, so basically having something that was capable of doing a lot of different connections and different amazing things with these GPTs. I was like, well, this should be someone should be paying to use them or should be able to use them for free even. But they just kind of sit in my my toolbox. Um, so if you have an image generating here, like this thing, I was going to try to get this onto a platform. I came across a platform, PMFM.ai, that was through working with my different agents that have helped me kind of boost my what I'm trying to do and trying to get things done. And I'll show some of that too. So basically, I'm just doing different things, trying to make some money. I'll show the different ways of doing that. I don't need this as a primary income, although it would be nice if it could take over as primary income of doing all this stuff. Just because then it would be nice. But it's just more of a hobby for me, and I'm just trying to see what I can do and build out of it all. So what we have here is we have the agents that I have out there, and this one down here is the one that is going to call the web um, hook. Um, and what this does, this whole interface here is this is make if you're not familiar. And I'm going to assume that some people are, but this is different nodes that will do different things for me. So this webhook is going to be a webhook that is something from outside is going to be calling in. It's going to then go to a router. It's going to create an open AI image uh, GPT image one, so the 4O's model of image. It's going to then email that to me. It first actually goes to this row here, the orders off, but it goes here first, which I want to try to get this to do it at simultaneous, like all at once, um, which would be cool. The This one goes to Luma, does some tricks. I'll show some of the tricks that it took to get this to work because it would not work. But it basically calls back to the API and gets the image and emails it to me. This one I have to fix, but it's going to be Google's Image Gen 3, which I think we're on 4 now. So I got to figure out a way to up my uh, Google Gemini, but then this will produce the 3 main ones that I would want, and I just gotta figure out a way to get the output to go where I want, and then, get the trigger to do what I want for a trigger, so, um, it's kind of a cool little thing. So this is that. Um I'm gonna show kinda how it works. We got a prompt that came in from the, app that it was like, I'm thinking of maybe turning this into like a, branding, type connection where you can get like you just put in your name, put in your company, put in your, target audience, put in your blah, 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 blahs, and you get, some images that are created, like multiple images. You get kind of a package of things, and then you basically got your launch package of what you're trying to do. So that's what I think will be a nice thing for people to kind of have. And I want to set it up to do it right, but it doesn't seem to want to do it the way I want it. So what I have here is I have my agent here, and I was testing it. So it comes as like a little chat bot. So I'll do a new one, and I gotta create this. But what this little chatbot does is it creates a package. So it's going to. I want to see if I can get it to send it to. Well, we'll send it to Joe Pro at AI. We'll go to please make images of a fleet of different model supercars and it's not an address. It's hmm, so it should do it regardless of whether it fails or not, which you'll see here. So we have this old one. This is the old data that came through on one of them. And what I wanted this to do is it should be triggered every time, but we're going to run this. It's going to use existing data. I'll show how it works with that one prompt. So that is an old one. I want to get a live one working too, where it's pulling in the cake. So I should be timing it too. So I think it's the whole thing's going to take about 2 minutes, which I gotta speed that up. And there's a couple places I could speed it up. I just don't know how long it takes yet. But it's making anyone that makes images from the OpenAI model knows it takes a little bit of time. And I should get 3 emails. Just one I gotta fix. All right. So that runs through and it ran through some old data that was in there. And we'll see what images came out. So we got 3 emails that came through. This one's going to be the Luma AI. I got to filter this out. But basically, it gives me all of the data that I threw at it. So it gives that, and then it gives a link to an image. So I have it like in the blending mode. So this is pretty good. Shit, better than you know I normally. So that's Luma. So that's a cool logo. I wanted it purple. That's pretty cool. And then this one's going to be the ChatGPT, and that is Waymo. It made a picture of that though, um, because it gave it. That's what the instructions were. Is the instructions were to in like a JSON format and create an image. So that's not impressive. So now I will go and look at this, and then I'll show how the whole thing. So this is from the Google Vertex Image Gen 3. I got to figure out what's wrong with that. So I'll first show how it all works, and then I will go ahead and um, I'm going to try a new one, and then we'll get it to work. All right. Creation, we're going to run once. We're going to wait for new data. And we're going to go like this. Try again. All right. So it gave that. So that's great. It's hopefully going to pull this. So this sends the package whenever it sends a message. So I need it to pull the message as a specific way. Then it goes to this, and then it will create what I want. But it's creating what with the things now, and I will go over what it's built out of. Ooh, failure. Okay. All right. Well, that failed. I got to fix this one anyway. But this is the webhook. So what you do is you create a node by, you could double click on anywhere on the thing. But there's a webhook in there. You can set up the webhook to restrict IP addresses, but basically you just set up a location and then you define the structure. So this webhook right here is put into my AI. And oh, wait here. It is put into my actions here to call this webhook every time a message is sent. And then I also have it filled out this branding kit information. So that is what I needed to fill out. So I should probably empty this. I'm staying up. Do that. Do that. And okay. So what I did was here, so you can call a function, which is what the webhook is giving to the make over here. So if you um the package that's coming in is going to be the AI is going to try to make it into this format. So it's going to try to make it into like the app name is Florian. The user email is going to be gotten from the AI. The username is going to be gotten from the AI, and then it's going to generate some of this other junk. And then get like the brand name, not that that's junk, but like the user ID and request ID. I don't know how it's gonna get that, but it's useful seemingly. Um, so yeah, so we save that, and then we got in the basics that you could put your basics of what your AI model is. Um, you could even do it in an assistant, which is pretty awesome. I might do that at some point. But you name it, you I'm gonna have this one be a branding type of agent. If I can get it to agent level, not going to be really agent. It's going to be more of a task calling GPT. But once I get the real Trivium grok that I'm making up, I think I'll have a full agent that is like a legit agent. Whereas right now I'm using this awesome app called or awesome platform called Machine. Um, I liked it so far. I'm spending about $50 a month machine. That is giving me about 9 hours, which is, I think, about what I'm gonna. Yeah, it's about what I'm using. I'm being a bit um, cautious of my usage, but you could create. This is just total side stuff that you can create agents with prompting and they'll go out and do tasks for you. Like this one is, I'm trying to monetize so on my products, so I'm making up plans to do that, and it's giving me ideas. So that's how I'm using AI is really just the cool term is like the AI native is incorporating it into everything I'm trying to do. It's got to help me along the way. So I hope that some of it is useful for anyone that's watching. Um, but this is the machine, and I forget where that tangent was going. But we'll get back to the make. We have the So webhook, if you need any more, you can look up what webhooks do, but I'm going to have some sort of app call that. Then the router, it splits it into three ways, which I want to see if I could do this differently. Luma, um, so this one is just a straight node. You could just get the OpenAI, make the connection to OpenAI, and then choose GPT image one. It's the compared to making the program to get GPT image one to work from like I was trying to get it on day one. It is so easy to get the this working. So I just have it print gets the response from the packages here. So when you click in here, you can choose from the previous data that came through. You could choose where you want it, and I noticed the response is the prompt. So that is the prompt, and then that one shoots it right to my email. So that is it gets a user email, whoever's email is going to be in there, and a subject, which is the date, and then it is the generated asset is going to be the attachment. So see. Yeah, that's that. And then wonder if the content can be the put the content that too. Um, You could tweak these in so many different ways, filter them. But the Luma one's the big one. That one is got a lot of tricks to it. So I'll get to that. You get your Luma connection, which is your API key. You'll add that in. You'll get the response, which is the prompt. You'll pick your model, Photon one, and then your images go here, and then what you have to do is I pulled out the ID to make sure that it's in the format it needs to be. So that's going to get it's going to generate the image here, and then it's going to be put into a queued stage where it's going to create the image, and the image is actually getting created right at this point. But to pass the image, you have to get the ID, and then I wait 30 seconds, which this timing is where I could speed things up here. And then you want to make a call, which I'll remove that key. And you will make the call to get the key here, which don't use this key. That'd be rude. I'm gonna delete that here. I forgot that was in there, but it kind of shows where it needs to go. So the I'm gonna delete that in a second. And we'll go. Actually, I can delete it right now. 7 people that are gonna possibly take it, but that is the kind of the trick. It took me about 3 hours to figure out what to call, exactly how to call it. Um, Wait, this takes me there. But yeah, so you put the API Dream Machine and then get the ID back from this. So it's going to pull in that package. Then the get call, you have to authorize, and then the bearer with the key there. So that is how to get this right here to produce, and produces image, gets image, and then it sends it in an email. Uh, See if anyone is fast enough on the trigger to take the API key. I am going to be removing Al. I have to do that every time that oh, great. It's in multiple spots, isn't it? Uh, um, is, so we are going to delete you. Alright, so that is no longer working. I'll have to figure it out. But yeah, um, this is going to be the format of that, and then you will go ahead and you will technically have this thing be able to do it. So I'm going to fill that information in without you on that end and get some of the rest of the things going. So if we want to see this work again, what do I want to do? Go. Take a short second here to get another API key and put that in there so we can work. Back in business. Now we will have fine tune this. To get the rubber to load that up. Perfect. Okay. So sorry for the lagginess. It's interesting to watch my face freeze on this, but sorry about it all. Hopefully I'm coming through a little bit clearer. I'm going to check the stream out too. Um, Thanks for watching, anybody, but I'll go over what I'm doing here in a minute, and then I'm going to just be continuing the work on fixing it and getting it to where I want it to be. I got lost a couple people. Dang it. All right, just checking out the sound here. Dang it. Oh, that's gonna be loud. Sorry about that. Mhm. All right. So, what we got here? Webhook router. This one, easy connection. Get an API key from OpenAI. If you need help, DM me. It's pretty easy. Um, and then you could then send it to your email. I'm trying to figure out the connection I want to do there. Um, so let's see. I'm gonna probably feed this to the machine and see what it wants, what it thinks. All right, so let's see. Okay, so we'll go. Oh, that's just one of them. What? Just get a basic. I've got to figure out this part too. At premium, right? Or really, what I need is I need kind of Let's see what I need. See this? I want to trigger instantly. Alright, so I'm gonna have to parse through this data, this text. How? Takes so long. I'm very bad. Basically, I'm trying to get this so that it works. Um, I'm trying to get the data to the information to get parsed, text to parse. Yes. See what other AI? No. Well, it made that a lot better. It made the Yeah, it made it a prompt for the supercars, but what I needed to do is I needed to make it a I don't know, each variable needs to be like, its own, um its own, like, um, category. So, like, it's like if it's an email, it should be email, the email, brand, and then I could pass those along. So I think I gotta separate that somehow. I don't know how. but it's doing something right now. So we'll see what that does. There we go. Hey, Pro AI. I like how he has one earring. That's pretty sweet. And oh, another tip for anybody that is in Make, there is a dev tool you can get. It is in the Chrome store. We figured out it doesn't really do anything as a thing here. I think if you click it, you'd go to the site. But if you go F12, you got to put it as a horizontal. But if you notice something new here, I have a make uh, scenario debugger share. I don't know. If it's going to help me any, but it's there. I know it's going to be a specific hexadecimal color. I don't know my table up in head. So, uh, there we go. Goes through. And there's Elon saying it's worth watching this stream. Thank you, sir. Hey, like bunch of errors. Heck, oh, that's what it looks like when it hits the webhook, but it should be arriving when the webhook gets hit. Regardless, I shouldn't have to hit that play button. Nice. Oh, Barbie. Speed. Mhm. You're right. Back to that. I just want to get this over to the side. Mhm. Just make sure that we're all on the right settings here. Man, this thing is going to be pretty awesome, I think. Sorry about the epic music there.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max, if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling? This season's tossball predictions? The quickest way out of town? Not to put too fine a point on it, but your choice of wardrobe is not precisely common hereabouts. Also, you lack the distinctive worker gaze. Usually either a deadening behind the eyes, or in some rare cases, a wild-eyed frenzy, like a trapped animal. Pretty universal here, except for Miss Holcomb, who for some reason doesn't seem to have much to say to me. Isn't that right?
It's just... there's more to it all than numbers. Sorry.
I'm simply bemoaning the level of spiritual awareness in this town. Yes, but there are few who hear me in this miserable place. I must double my efforts to elevate my flock. These are good, hard-working people here. Yes, and thank you for pointing it out. It is wrong of me to succumb to distress. This place could be so much more, and I will continue in my quest to make it so.
Hmm. Do you ever run into a authorization error? Just go to the connections. We authorize what you need to. It's the other thing about Make that has been a tricky one for me is that it seems like I have to re-verify a lot of things a lot. Lock in there. But one cool thing is you could sign up for a free, I think it's free 30-day pro, which is pretty awesome to make stuff. All right, give me a minute. I'll be right back. Thanks for holding there. Um, yeah, so basically, I'll go back over what this is without um, reeling too much. Um, close this out. Zoom in a little. We got a webhook here that is going to be called from. We'll show you the flow here. So I have my bot here. Um, and it should collect the information that it's going to send over. And it's giving, some data here that's going to get caught here. Comes in as all of this stuff. This is then supposed to translate it. And that is not a great output. So I just got everything. Just have it open AI, just summarize it. I need to filter out the email. That's the only thing I really need to filter out, if I'm going to do it that way even. And then this I got to get it to be sending correctly. Sweet. I love that. All info pack. What do I decipher this? It's a bunch of data. And then I was going to say, how do I pass this? Where do I pass over here? That's cool. Okay. So, Okay. You want to different, yeah. I think I do. Hit Purdue. Okay. So it's somewhat working. Do that, then trigger that. Man, just need this to be a picture. I've been an idea.
They who are not satisfied with their work are satisfied with nothing. No? How about, work fortifies the spirit. True exhaustion awaits idle hands. What would you like to discuss? Just a moment. If you're going to be walking around outside, make sure you're well prepared. Unless you don't care for your life. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book. I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
Let's see here. Pretty cool. Okay. Oh yeah, die. And I punch. Oh, there we go. So it's going to be file name, doopy doop. Nothing. File name. And stamp. Data bundle or data image. Odd. That is not a real file. The one noise. This I like that it's doing this. I got to figure out how to elaborate on it. All right, I gotta fix this.
Glad we see eye to eye. It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Something you need? That's on account of how I never met her. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here.
Hmm. Pretty cool. This one didn't come out right. Uh, I, oh, yeah, no. That's up on the all my kind. No. Alright. Where did we get landed with this? Oh, should that be it? Progress. And that is going to be my new profile picture. So I kind of like it how it does like one image, one like background choice, or like asset choice. Uh, that's pretty cool. All right, so let me just go back over this before I'll end the stream. Thanks for everybody checking that out. Um, but we got a webhook here, which I was on PMFM AI. That is where I found that you can monetize off of creating GPTs. I've done zero luck on it, I think. Um, I just put them out there just to see. But you can get analytics on your GPTs and stuff and put them out there for see. Like I think I'm the only one that talked to this one. But if I can get this other one working, then I can put that out there and maybe charge some money for it. But this, you can go into your dashboard. You'll see the GPT, the things that you've made here. And I've gone and created an action. In my action, it calls the webhook. The webhook's right here. It's supposed to call that after every take. I need this to trigger every time if it's going to use this, or I'm going to build something else. I really just need it so that the user puts in input and then gets a result back. Where am I in this picture? Sorry, I had my camera off. But the webhook then comes in here where this parses the data that comes through to try to organize it. It sends it up to here, which looks like this one processing it, and it's creating these sort of things with it. Like what was this one? It's pretty cool. But refinement there for sure. Then this one, the Luma one, that's been coming out with different pictures for different logo designs. And honestly, this just kind of spiraled into building a branding type of thing. But this is a brand generator, basically. Or brand asset generator. So I can copy this. I think you can select the nodes and like copy them all, and then create a whole nother section. So I'll create double the images or double the things. But yeah, it goes. Luma Labs has a little special thing which I can't really go over because it releases an API key, which I had to delete before. So you could check back at the video if you want to see what this function does. But basically it goes through the Luma, and then I'm trying to figure out how to get it so that it does a Vertex image gen 3.0, which I think the newest model is 4.0. So yeah, I'll have to update it. But you could see, I think it's useful. I think people can figure out a way to make money off of this. And it's really just got to go to some different sources. And if I plug this into It'd be like a tool that an AI could use just to go generate some assets. So appreciate you looking at it. But yeah, I'm gonna check out for the night, and I will try again doing something like this another time. I appreciate you looking at the stream, and appreciate you. Thanks.